Welcome to Noche Latina here in the NBA. A Latin flavor to the night's festivities as we get ready to go. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by my colleagues Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. In the last meeting for these two teams, the Spurs were handed a loss when they went up against the Clippers. So they win one, lose one. Things have been pretty evenly matched so far. One of these teams has to step up.
And you guys know how much I love aggressive defense, but in that game, they were just a bit over the top, and it wound up getting them in foul trouble.
Yeah, exactly. I thought it was not just aggressive, it was reckless. I mean, they approached it more like bumper cars in a game of basketball.
All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Setting the floor for the Clippers. They've got Paul George. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Smith. Then there's Noah. And it's Wall in at the point guard. Now, here's Aldridge. Paul George unable to get his shot to go. Parker's shot is off.
And how good a playmaker has Tony Parker been? One of the best in recent history. The all-time leader in assists for the Spurs over his 14 years there. Just a crafty guy with the ball in his hand.
And continuing our talk of Tony Parker, the first year he laced up his sneakers, he increased the tempo for that entire Spurs offense, and it continues to this day.
Yeah, and the increase in floor spacing and tempo, a big reason the Admiral, Tim Duncan, and Parker won the championship together in 2003, and obviously Duncan and Parker have won a few more rings since then.
And both free throws good for Paul George.
And the Spurs last season became the first franchise to hire a female assistant coach. A big step, not just for the Spurs, but really for all of the NBA.
Noah with the block. Here's Wall. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
A nice shot by Aldridge. Greg, he was talking about the assistant that was hired was Becky Hammond, a phenomenal player for a very long time in the WNBA. And Clark, you know, you and I were talking about this before. She was a perfect candidate to become the first full-time female assistant.
Yeah, I agree with you, and it might not seem like that big a deal to some, but this was a big-time barrier breaker that the Spurs pulled off. A good open look, and he splashes home the three.
Spurs have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Duncan with a screen on Wall. Parker kicks to Aldridge. Park down low that time, and he got the 3-second call. For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Wall passes to George. And about 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Six to shoot. And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense. Los Angeles shooting their 3rd free throw attempt of the game.
One shot. One shot.
Here's George. Against Cleveland, he was really on his game.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Parker against Wall. It's Parker with the drop. Noah with the block. And it's out of bounds to the Spurs as San Antonio retains possession. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Takes a big height bounce and goes in.
I mean, Tony Parker's just showing us how it's done with that beautiful shot of his.
Outside, Wall. Kicks to Smith. It's George on the wing. Rebound, San Antonio. They want to keep rolling here following the win against the Thunder.
And it says a lot about you that even when you're not at your best, they definitely were still in that game and able to win comfortably.
Greg, they were better than the box score might indicate because they were solid in execution, more so than the stats would show.
Now here's Leonard, following the miss by DeRozan. Now here's Leonard. He had that big outing in that Cavaliers game as well. The layup missed. Leonard with the steal. Oh, and here he comes. Noah all alone. And Wall with the slam.
And what a beautiful way to polish off that sequence. Just strong at attacking the rim.
That just puts a little more momentum on their side, don't you think?
Absolutely.
The defense got to tighten up now. I mean, you can't have the opposing point guard throwing down on you like that.
And really nothing like a good old-fashioned throwdown to get a team going.
And, Greg, they do need to get going. They wouldn't mind, shaving a couple more points off that lead right away.
Well, if the defense keeps giving up easy baskets like that, it won't be a lead for long.
And Leonard gets it to go.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far, and if you want to start a game hot, that's the way to do it.
Now here's Parker. 17 points for him last game against Oklahoma City. Aldridge with a screen on Wall. Clock at 4. And Aldridge gets it to go on the assist by Parker. 7 points for Aldridge.
Boy, that was a thing of beauty by Parker.
For the Los Angeles Clippers, they come in off a good outing against Cleveland.
And in that game, guys, I mean, the beneficiary of what was some very lackluster defense being played against them.
Agreed, guys. It was really quite shocking and disappointing how many free runs to the hoop they got.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
It's Pierce on the wing. That's short off the rim.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Now, here's George. He's got 6. Here's Noah. Can't hit. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. And here is Parker. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game.
And it's just hard to imagine the Spurs without Coach Popovich on the sidelines. He's the longest tenured coach in the NBA and has done so much for this team. Easily one of the best coaches in the history of our league.
Spurs trail by 9. Goes up on the wing. He squares up and sinks it. Parker's got his second bucket tonight. And Greg, for Popovich being with the Spurs for so long, since 1996, Clark, he is actually the longest tenured coach in all of sports right now.
Amazing, Kevin, and he's done it through winning. I mean, the third fastest coach ever to get to 1,000 wins. You compare his numbers with any coach in any sport, and they stack up as Hall of Fame caliber.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. West is checked in for Duncan, and it's Ginobili in for Paul Pierce. Clippers leading by 7. Dishes it to Smith. There's the feed to Leonard. Six on the shot clock. Shoots from the right block. Another shot. The kick out to Wall. Cans the shot from the wing. Wall's got 8 points.
It's got to be nice for them to know that game in and game out, his offense is going to be there for him.
Picked by West. Parker dishes to Aldridge. Kicks it out to Ginobili. From past the arc. Paul George grabs the miss.
Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the boards.
And even this early, that's a good omen for the rest of the game.
Now here's Wall. 8 points his last outing. Screen by Smith. Jumper off the screen. They grab their own miss.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
On the wing, DeRozan. Aldridge sets up the pick now for DeRozan. The shot is off. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Outside, George takes a three. That's miss number 3 for him. Now 2 for 5 from the floor. Wall with the steal. The finish. Hammers it in after taking it the length of the floor.
You could not diagram a better way to open a quarter.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, look at the lead they've jumped out to already. What a start.
Parker. The shot goes down. Very quick possession right there. Parker's got 6. Los Angeles leading by 9. And Wall kicks it to Noah. Pass to Leonard. Screen by Smith. Wall passes to George. Smith on the wing. 5 to shoot. San Antonio with the rebound. It's Parker with the drive. Ginobili outside. A floater. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Smith's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Outside, Wall. And it's blocked by DeRozan. Ginobili outside. And there's the pass to Parker. DeRozan on the wing. He dishes it to Aldridge. And it's good. And one thing about DeMar DeRozan, such sweet mid-range jump shooting accuracy. It was his bread and butter in college, and Greg, the same here in the pros.
And he gets tremendous lift going up, really squares himself to the rim and releases it quickly. Almost an impossible shot to defend.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Boris Diaz checked in for West. Young comes in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Sanders checked in for Noah. Marcus Morris comes in for Josh Smith. And Stevenson's checked in for Leonard. And it's Patrick Beverley in for John Wall. And that one falls for LaMarcus Aldridge.
You know, you look at DeRozan. I mean, he wants to expand his game. He's been working on a three-point shot, but hit only 28% from behind the arc last season. That's not going to help you win on the biggest stages.
Now, here's George. He has 6. Pass to Morris for the 3. The shot's good on the assist by George. Morris has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
And speaking of DeRozan, if he wants to expand his game, I think he should actually take it further inside than outside. He has the size, the strength, the leaping ability to succeed at the rim, and that could improve his field goal accuracy, which at 41% is much more a product of shot selection than his ability to make shots.
Now let's find out what head coach Greg Popovich had to say to Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, I asked him what strategy they were going to use at the offensive end, and he told me that they did not want to have to rely on their perimeter game. Instead, he plans to exploit what he described as a mismatch on the interior, saying, quote, "We have the talent inside to make things very difficult on them. We're going to use it." Kevin?
Thanks, Doris. And here's Mills after Paul George getting his 3 to go. Mills dishes to Diaw. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. The shot by George, wide open. The rebound by Young. Spurs trail by 10. He kicks it to Mills. It's good from long range. Mills has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. LA has gone 3 of 4 on three-pointers in the first quarter, doing well from long range. And Beverly kicks to Sanders. There's the screen. Morris a screen. Ginobili against George. 4 on the clock. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Stevenson with a clean look. The shot's good on the assist by George. And the Clippers lead by 10.
And really, that's what built the early lead here. Killer shooting from beyond.
And the defense needs to recognize that and get to the shooters. It's imperative that they get a hand up.
And the basket by Ginobili.
The rapid-fire threes coming from everywhere.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the quality of that three-point shot attempt right there, going at it the way they did, but it all worked out for them.
Beverly the pass to George. Sanders with a screen on Ginobili. George dishes to Sanders. Beverly wide open, and he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Here's Mills, and released it in time, but it's off the mark. And we reach the end of the first quarter. Clippers lead by 7. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. And the ageless one, Tim Duncan, just a remarkable career. His teammate Tony Parker talked about playing alongside truly one of the all-time great players.
It's unbelievable, like, especially a big guy, you know, with all that pounding and his knee. It's just amazing.
It's both unbelievable and amazing, you'd have to agree, talking about Tim Duncan and how he continues to stay near the top of his game.
You know, Kevin, they say nobody has ever defeated Father Time. But you know what? There have been a couple bigs that you'd have to see are the exceptions. Kareem being one, and then obviously now what Tim Duncan has been able to do over the course of his career. Just unbelievable.
Welcome back to Noche Latina, celebrating the Latin culture and their love for the game of basketball. It just keeps growing. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach so far that we've seen for the Clippers?
They've definitely had a hot hand from three-point range. Always nice to get off to a good start.
The other thing they've had going for them tonight is working hard on the offensive glass. They've had a number of putbacks.
Setting the floor for the Clippers. We've got Marcus Morris. And Stevenson is out there with Patrick Beverly. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Sanders in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. How Young. Kawhi Leonard missing from long range. Diaw, the screen. Back to Young. Off the pick. And Sanders pulls it down. Clippers leading by 4. And Beverly kicks to Sanders. Pass to Mills. Wants to get it to Pearson, does. Again, the Spurs good for 2. Beverly with the ball. A 14-point game for him in the win against Cleveland. The dish to Morris. Back to Beverly. Morris a screen. Here's Sanders. Nails the baby hook. Sanders has got his first bucket in this one. Spurs trail by 4. Diaw with a screen on Beverly. Quarter number 2. We're about 2 minutes in. And Mills kicks to Diaw. Young with no one around. Again, Young missing. LA's gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. Feeds it to Stevenson. Kicks to Beverly. Mills with the steal. And now in transition is Mills. Here we go. And he gets it to go. Young's got 5 points so far.
That is such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
And it's one thing to get the steal, but to so alert to turn it into a transition transition opportunity, even better.
Los Angeles calls timeout. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game, and that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Duncan with the block. Now about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter of basketball, and they take the lead. DeRozan's got his first 3 points of the game.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
Now here is Smith. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Goes up the baseline. Rebound, San Antonio.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times.
From the baseline. DeRozan can't get that one to fall.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
And you look at Joakim Noah, I mean, one of those hybrid talents. As a center, he gives you the rebounding, the shot blocking you want, but then he also has tremendous passing skills and instincts, and the energy of a mountain lion.
Now here's Leonard. He has 6. From 20 feet out. Will not go. This is off the front iron.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
West a screen on Beverly. High post try. Shot's good by Mills. Mills has got 5 now. And going back to Joakim Noah, he really is a hybrid. He holds American, Swedish, and French citizenships. He's truly a man of the world, and he's worldly on the floor. He can guard and play a lot of different positions.
And Kevin, he looks like a man of the world. He has a unique style unto himself, but I'll take the versatility and the hustle he brings on my team any day. If he's healthy, he's a factor.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for him early on.
Also, guys, the passing has been terrific in the first half. They'll be happy with all those assists.
The free throw good from Kawhi Leonard. Tony Parker's checked in for the Spurs. And a switch here also for the Clippers. Wall's checked in. Both shots good from the stripe. Here's San Antonio now. They're on a 12-4 run right now. Now Parker. 6 points for him. Duncan down low. Working on Noah. Noah with the block. Stevenson left side. It's stolen by DeRozan. Pierce attacking. Noah with the block. And he recovers it. Parker outside. West at the elbow. Over Noah. That one a little long.
And that's a well-contested shot.
Well, we've seen him before. He does not allow you to just get easy baskets. He's always going to make you work for it.
Now here's Stevenson. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Lets it go from 11. It's rebounded by West. San Antonio's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. Parker dishes to DeRozan. No good on the triple. The Clippers have gone 1 of 6 from the field in the second quarter. It's been a rough period so far. Screen by Smith. Here's Wall. Los Angeles with another miss.
And with room like that off the pick, you have got to knock that one down.
Well, you know, they did everything right, Greg. They executed. All you want is a good look at the basket. Sometimes the shots just don't fall.
Parker passes to West. 5 on the clock. And DeRozan kicks to Pierce. They get the rebound. The Clippers trail. Here's Stevenson, and that comes off the assist by John Wall. Stevenson's got 5 points so far. San Antonio's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. Parker dishes to DeRozan. Picked by West. West a screen on Stevenson. It's DeRozan with the drive. Puts up the baby hook. Parker's shot is off.
And you can see the defender's afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
For Los Angeles, they have been on target from the free throw line. They're 5 of 5 in that department. LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for the Spurs. Ginobili comes in for Pierce. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Paul George, he's checked in for Lance Stevenson. The free throw good from Kawhi Leonard.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Yeah, you have to make teams pay for fouling you. That's why they call them free. And they've done exactly that, made them pay.
Here's Wall, and the call will be against Tony Parker. That's foul number 2 for him.
Boy, that's his second foul, and he does not want to pick up number 3 here. That'll mess your game up for sure.
Here's George. He's got 9. Outside, Wall. 6 for 10 with that shot going in. That's a good game for a lot of guys.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
Aldridge is screen. Parker kicks to Aldridge. He feeds it to West. Misses, and the dry spell continues.
Excellent. Really solid job, actually, by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
And he gets it to go.
And doing a great job here just stringing together solid possessions as they build that lead up.
I tell you, there's no substitute for consistency, Greg. You know that, I know it. You can stay in control of the game. They'll stay in control of it if they simply stay good with their execution of the game plan and don't waste any possession.
And Wall. Here we go now. This is to Leonard. Noah the screen. Just 5 on the clock. A baseline J. David West grabs the miss. West has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. DeMar DeRozan on the wing. Aldridge with a screen on Smith. He used that pick just right. DeRozan's got 5 points in the quarter.
DeMar DeRozan, one of the few players that can knock down a shot like that.
And Wall kicks to George. The feed to Noah. Outside Leonard. Fires the 3. Good, and a nice assist from Noah. Noah's got 3 assists in the game. Parker outside. West a screen on Wall. Parker with it. He's picked up by Wall. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And for LaMarcus Aldridge, always praised for his terrific shooting. His rebounding, as we know, Greg, has always been fantastic. Over the past 2 seasons, he's averaged double-digit boards.
And that's why so many teams wanted him in this last free agency period. His ability to put points on the board as well as clean the boards. What a deadly combination.
Roof shots.
That one is off.
You know, on the topic of Aldridge's rebounding, I mean, he doesn't do it by banging people around. He does it with positioning, timing, and length. And you can say that about most of his game. Quietly, effective, and impactful.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Diaw comes in for West, and Nick Young is subbed in for DeMar DeRozan. And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time.
And guys, going back to Aldridge, last season was a difficult one for him. He had the torn ligament in his left thumb, but still fought through it to become the Blazers' all-time leader in rebounding.
Wall, that's good.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job number one right now. Nothing easy on the inside.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
And Marcus Morris is nicknamed Mook. He has a twin brother, older by 7 minutes, named Markeith. Both brothers played at Kansas, drafted 13th and 14th in the same year, eventually played for the same pro team. That is joined at the hip.
And so it's San Antonio with it. 11-point game. And looking at the Morris brothers' careers through last season, the one area they haven't been joined at the hip in is in performance. Markeith has shown steady improvement over his first 4 years. Marcus Morris has had a very up and down start to his career.
And you know, Kevin, Marcus has talent. He has versatility. He just hasn't found his role. It's time for him to step out of his brother's shadow and really establish who he is as a player.
And George, here we go. And he drops in the layup off the glass. George has got 11 points.
And just a little bit ragged defensively there, Clark.
Here's Parker. That one off the back iron and out.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Leonard kicks to George. Lets the three fly. The rebound by Young.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
Los Angeles leading by 13. Outside, Wall. Sanders, high post. Outside, Leonard. Three-pointer. And another make to his scoring column. His fifth basket of the game. Now shooting 5 of 11.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg. And when that's the case, you can mark those up for him. They slowed down casting those triples here in the second.
And Clark, I'd like to see them go back outside. They've been shooting well from the perimeter.
Now here is George. 11 points in the game. Back to Wall. Just 5 to shoot. Shoots from the corner. The shot, no good. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. They'll be playing host to Portland for their next game. And that'll be the 4th of this 5-game homestand. Los Angeles has gone 6 of 10 from three-point range, up over 50% for the ball game.
You know, one of the basic fundamentals in basketball is the ability to box out. He's got that down pat.
Ginobili with the ball. George picks him up. Ginobili against George. From down low. A putback. Kawhi Leonard with the rebound. It could go. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him.